Look around you. Everyone seems fine, like they know what they're doing, smiling in selfies, posting wins, acting confident. But behind those smiles, someone's just holding it together. Someone cried in the bathroom after a meeting. Someone feels completely lost, just like you. Here's the truth. Nobody really has life figured out. We're all improvising, stumbling, pretending we have a script and a play that doesn't even make sense. And maybe that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. The place where we don't try to fix the human condition, we just try to understand it, talk about it honestly. Today's video isn't about becoming your best self. It's about realizing that your messy self, your tired, confused, emotional, real self, might actually be perfectly fine. Because deep down, life has always been absurd.
We wake up, chase goals, feel lost, fall in love, get heartbroken, scroll mindlessly, then sleep and call it meaning. But what if meaning isn't something you find, but something you build out, moment by moment? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why embracing your chaos, your uncertainty, your imperfection might be the most sane response to an insane world. Let's start with a hard truth. We live in a culture that worships control. Every self-help book, every productivity guru, every hustle culture post is whispering the same thing. If you just try hard enough, you can make life make sense. But what if that's the biggest illusion of all? You plan your dream career, then get laid off in a week. You give your heart to someone. They leave without explanation. You eat clean, meditate, and still wake up anxious. Albert Camus, the philosopher who wrote The Myth of Sisyphus, believed that the universe doesn't care about our plans. He called this disconnect between our craving for meaning and the world's indifference, the absurd. It's like shouting into a cosmic void and hearing nothing but your own echo. Think about it. We schedule our days to the minute, track every goal, optimize our focus, and yet we still feel empty. Why? Because control doesn't equal meaning. You can organize your life perfectly and still not know why you're doing any of it. We think we're chasing happiness, but we're really just running from uncertainty. Because uncertainty is terrifying. It reminds us that we don't have answers. But that, right there, is where absurdism begins. Not by denying chaos, but by facing it directly. Tell me in the comments, when was the last time you tried to control everything and it all still fell apart? So, if control is a myth, and the universe isn't offering instructions, what now? Here's the twist Camus offered, and it's both tragic and beautiful. Once you accept that life is absurd, you're finally free. Free from pretending you need a purpose written in the stars. Free from the illusion that meaning has to be discovered like buried treasure. Free to create meaning yourself. He wrote about Sisyphus, a man who pushes a rock up a hill forever, only for it to roll back down. Most people see that as pointless. But Camus wrote, "One must imagine Sisyphus happy." Camus wasn't being ironic. He was describing rebellion, the courage to live fully, even when life makes no sense. Sisyphus knows the rock will always roll back down the hill. He pushes anyway. He finds meaning in the act itself, not the outcome. That's defiance. That's freedom. We're taught to see being a mess as failure. But what if being a mess is simply being alive? The universe is chaotic. Nature is messy. Evolution is trial and error. So why should you, a speck of consciousness in that chaos, expect to be neatly organized? Think about it. Babies learn by falling. Artists create their best work after failing. Couples who last the longest aren't the ones who avoid fights, but the ones who grow through them.
There's a strange peace in surrendering to imperfection. It's not apathy, it's awareness. It's saying, yeah, I'm confused, but that confusion is part of the human story. Being a mess doesn't mean you're losing. It means you're living.
If you've ever had that weird moment where your life fell apart and somehow you felt lighter, hit the like button. You know exactly what I mean. But this isn't just about individual freedom. It's about collective honesty. Because guess what? Everyone else is faking it too.
We live in a world that rewards pretending. Pretending to be confident, successful, productive, on track. But behind every confident smile, there's doubt. Behind every curated feed, there's fear. We're all living with the same absurd contradiction, trying to give order to something that resists it.
And once you realize that, you stop feeling so alone. Because the truth is, the people you admire most are just as lost as you. They've just learned to carry their confusion with grace. Your favorite creator probably has imposter syndrome. Your boss might cry in their car before work. Your parents, they didn't know what they were doing either.
The artist doesn't paint because they understand life. They paint because they don't. The writer doesn't write because they've figured it out. They write because they're searching. Creation itself is absurd. It's humanity screaming into the void and making something beautiful out of the echo. We bond over confusion, not perfection. That's why your closest friendships aren't with the people who have it all together. They're with the ones who've seen your mess and said, yeah, me too. Absurdism, at its core, is compassion. It says, you don't have to fix the world, just live in it honestly. So if you can't escape the chaos, what can you do? You can dance with it. The absurdist life isn't about despair. It's about living passionately, knowing full well that none of it makes sense. Camus called it revolt, the quiet rebellion of showing up anyway. You don't need to have a plan to be okay. You just need moments that remind you you're alive. The smell of coffee in the morning, the sound of laughter you didn't expect, helping someone else who feels lost and realizing you just helped yourself too. The tiny, ridiculous miracle of being here at all. You stop asking, what's the point, and start asking, what's next?
Life's messiness isn't a problem to solve. It's a landscape to explore. Every failure, every awkward moment, every existential crisis, it's all part of your absurd adventure. You can't control the chaos, but you can control how you meet it, with curiosity, humor, and heart. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power. Not control, but connection. Not perfection, but presence. Here's what I hope you take from this video. Everyone is pretending they're okay. Control is an illusion. Perfection is boring. And meaning isn't found, it's made, one brave act at a time. When you stop chasing certainty, you start living honestly. When you stop faking fine, you start connecting deeply. And when you stop being afraid of the mess, you start becoming human.
So go ahead, be a mess. Be gloriously, unapologetically chaotic. Because in an absurd world, your confusion isn't a flaw, it's proof that you're awake.
If this video made you think or made you feel less alone in your beautiful confusion, hit like and subscribe. It helps more lost souls find this channel. And if you want to dive deeper into absurdism, check out my video right here, How to Live with Absurdity. Until next time, keep pushing your rock. Just make sure you smile while doing it.